Hi everyone, Bernadette from Dear Mum in Heaven. Today I just wanted to talk briefly about those comments that people say that are really insensitive and hurtful. So for example, it's time to move on, or it's time to let go, or it may be, she's been gone for 3 years and she wouldn't want you to be this unhappy. So maybe you should just, try and be happy because that's exactly what she would want for you. Those comments drive me insane and they are so insensitive. And I know that people say them because they mean well and because they don't know what else to say, but let me assure you they are insensitive. So I'm going to speak from my own personal experience about how those comments can impact us, me in particular in this story. I remember the first time it happened, I was on the phone to someone that's very significant in my life, and she had commented and said to me that it's time to just get on with your life. She's gone, so just move on. If I could have jumped through the phone and punched her in the face, I would have. And I know that sounds really aggressive, but instantly when she said that to me, I was angry. There was this rage. It's like, don't you understand how I feel? How can you be so insensitive? I'm in pain and I need to talk to you, but you're just completely dismissing my feelings, my stories. And then I felt, after my anger, I felt sad. I almost felt ripped off. I felt like that this significant person is meant to be there for me and she's not. And the sadness that I felt inside me, it's really hard to explain, but it's almost like it overwhelmed me. And then when I got off the phone from her, I just cried. And I felt empty, I felt lost, and I felt alone, and I felt like nobody cared. And then I felt like that my mother wasn't important enough for me to be able to have a conversation with her. And then that made me even more sad. It's actually really painful to do that to another human being. And I think maybe today I just wanted to send this really quick message that if you know somebody in your life that has lost somebody very significant and that they're in pain, reach out to those people and let them know that you're there. And don't just let them know that you're there, actually be there. It might be, for example, that you show up at their home with some dinner for them. It might be that you just show up and have a cup of tea with them and give them an opportunity to talk to you. It might be that you just give them a phone call and say, hey, I'm thinking about you and just wanting to touch base. And sometimes it's the simple things that we can do that actually will make a difference for somebody when they're grieving a significant loss. I know for me personally, the loneliness that I experienced after losing my mum was so profound. I have never in my life experienced loneliness as I did when I lost my mum. And it made me feel empty, but it almost felt like it controlled my life, and to the point where I started disconnecting from everything. Like, I have quite a extroverted personality, but I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to see people. I stopped going out with my friends. I stopped doing the simple things that were external to my home. And I found that I basically became a prisoner in my own home because facing somebody that made me feel like I wasn't worthy of grieving was much more painful. So it was just easy for me to be at home and to not engage anyone. Don't be afraid to reach out to somebody that is grieving. I know that it's hard for some of you because you don't know what to say or you don't know what to do, but sometimes you don't have to say anything. You can just let that person know that I don't know what to say and I don't know what to do, but I just want to be here for you. And let me assure you that will make all the difference. It's not going to take away their pain, but just knowing that they have somebody that can be there with them while they're feeling the intensity of their grief it's pretty profound. So next time you feel like you want to say to somebody, it's time to move on or it's time to get over it, please think again and try and put yourself in their shoes and wonder what they may need, and instead actually be there for that person. Don't ever be afraid to be there for another human being that's in pain. And so I'm going to leave you with that thought. And until my next video, guys, take care and always be kind to yourself while you're grieving your loss. Cheers.